Let's first understand waterfall model. Waterfall model is a traditional software development methodology that follows a linear and sequential approach. It is one of the easiest model used in software engineering, and it is structured into distinct phases where each phase must be completed before the next one begins. Right? That's why it's linear. So one is dependent on the previous one. Until first is complete, we cannot move on to the second one. That is why it is called a waterfall or linear or sequential model. So this diagram depicts why it is called waterfall, because we have already gone through the various stages of the software development lifecycle: requirement gathering, system design, implementation, quality assurance, deployment, and finally maintenance. And these are different phases, right? Once the requirement and gathering is complete, then we will move on to the next phase, system design. Once this system design is complete, we will move on to the next phase, that is implementation, then testing, then deployment, and then maintenance. We cannot move to the system design until the requirement gathering is complete. We cannot move on to implementation phase until the system design is complete. We can move into the testing, deployment, and maintenance phase until the previous phase is complete. And that's why it is called waterfall, because just imagine it as a waterfall. The water is flowing from upside to downside, right? So until it will complete this step, it won't reach to this step. That's why it is tricky in a way, because sometimes we understand, while this, for example, while system design, we understand, okay, there is one requirement which is not yet clear. We should go back to the previous phase and confirm, have some more brainstorming sessions with client, customers, stakeholders to gather more understanding. But since waterfall system doesn't allow that, right? So it's like a breach where when we want to discuss some more understanding, we want to take some more understanding for the requirement. So that is one of the disadvantage of using waterfall model, that since it's sequential, we cannot go back to previous state, previous phase, and do some refinement. Let's see the key phases of the waterfall model. Like we have covered earlier: requirement gathering, understanding and documenting what the software needs to achieve. Stakeholders provide input to define project goals and requirements. We do brainstorming session, we do interviews, etc., documentation, etc. We see the existing architecture, we see the existing documentation, right? We gather whatever requirements we can get from the client or different stakeholders, and we document them. A very critical phase, like I said earlier. Then the system design phase. This is translating the requirement which we have received earlier into a blueprint for the software. Detailing architecture, we create diagrams, we create documentation, again basically converting those layman language, the non-technical language, to the technical specific documentation, etc. We create user interfaces and system interaction diagrams. There are multiple type of diagrams we have, so we create those diagrams, whether it's system context diagram, logical flow, architecture, etc., etc. So we create those diagrams and documentation those come in the system design. Then we have the implementation phase. The system design goes to implementation team as input, and they do the actual coding of the software based on the design specification. Developers write the necessary code to build the software. Then it goes to quality assurance team. The testing happens, systematic verification and validation of the software to ensure it meets the specified requirements. This phase involves identifying and fixing bugs, right? Then after the testing is complete, then it will go for deployment. So like we learned earlier, there are multiple deployment environments, whether it's development environment, quality assurance or QA environment, staging environment, or pre-production environment, or finally the production environment, right? So releasing the completed software to users and integrating it into the operational environment, that is called deployment. Then comes the maintenance phase, where ongoing support and updates to the software post deployment, some more features, additional features, some enhancements, or maybe some bugs which are being reported after this is live on production. So that those activities go to maintenance phase, and this includes fixing any issues that arise and making enhancements based on user feedback. Now let's understand the advantages of the waterfall model. So one is simplicity. It is easy to understand and manage due to its linear structure, right? Clear documentation. Each phase produces documentation, providing a clear project record. Defined milestones. Progress is easily tracked with clear deliverables at each stage. So it's easily understandable why it is, what is the advantage of this model, because it is easy to understand. So it is sometimes not easy to manage, or the execution is not that much fruitful, but yeah, it is easy to understand. And let's see the disadvantages of the waterfall model. So first one is inflexibility. It is difficult to accommodate changes once a phase is completed. If requirement changes, it can be costly and time consuming to revisit earlier stages. Right? So for example, if there is any requirement changing, then we again need to start from the very first phase. Again, we need to follow all those steps, the requirement gathering, the system design, the implementation, right? And of course in linear fashion only. Lead testing. Bugs may go undetected until the testing phase, leading to potential issues being discovered late in the process, because the testing will be done post the implementation is fully complete. So if there are any bugs, I mean, we are not validating small chunks of the functionality. For example, we have been given this 100% of some work. We will not validate this like the 10% of work is tested, validated, it's working fine, then another test. No, it is like you complete the 100% of work and then validate it. So it is kind of late testing and late discovery of the defects or bugs. And assumes requirements are clear. Works best when requirements are well understood upfront, which is not always the case. 99% or even 100% is the case. The requirements are never crystal clear. They change frequently. So that's why the waterfall model usually doesn't work, right? Because the requirement changes, and if the requirement or changes are changing, then the phase, this linear approach will fail. Okay, let's see the conclusion. The waterfall model is suitable for projects with well-defined requirements and where changes are minimal. However, its rigidity can be a limitation in more dynamic and iterative environments where methodologies like Agile may be preferred. Right? So if the project is well-defined, it's a small project, minimal changes are required, then we can consider waterfall model. But if it is a big project, more iterations are required, there are multiple requirements we need to execute, right? Multiple functionalities, it is a big enterprise solution, then we should think of some other model. Maybe Agile is one of them, right? Waterfall model may not be suitable for that type of project or requirement.